first piece was trying to find money in a year that it wasn't budgeted. So trying to find those professional dollars to make sure that we could send the first 2 people, as well as I myself also went to that training, and piloting it in that first year, having them meet with small groups, because I wanted to see what the difference would be between having a small group intense instruction versus a whole group instruction would look like. And it was interesting, we only had one other teacher in the building that had been trained, and so the coach would work with her in terms of whole group so that she could build that skill. Unfortunately, that teacher left us, but it was great to again see how it was working effectively. And during the observations of those particular persons who went, the coach and the paraprofessional, had an opportunity to see kids really, really engaged in and really thinking. And it was that piece that made me say, wow, to see this child thinking about reading and actually reading and feeling good about herself, that really sold me. And then other teachers started saying, I want EBLI, I want EBLI, I want EBLI. So it was like a wildfire, just really, really caught on for the entire group.
Yeah, so what's unique about EBLI is that it is engaging for all of the students, and it meets them at their readiness level, and wherever they're at with their individual kind of learning style, it meets them there. And so where we have the range of levels within the classroom, EBLI is individualized for each student, and they're able to move through and hear the patterns for themselves and recognize the sounds for themselves as they move forward.
The changes that I've noticed with the students in the very few classes that I've observed, they're reading. Particularly in the kindergarten, I think that it has been phenomenal to see these babies. I had one experience where a little kindergarten, they had just finished the reading lesson and he was putting his little booklet away. And I said, read this to me. And he went going through and sounding out words, and I was like, wow, this kid is reading. I said, you just finished that booklet. Read another. Here, I grabbed another little booklet. I said, start reading this. And again, to see him utilizing the strategies that he had just recently learned. And the team had just come back from EBLI training, but they had implemented it right away. And to see that that kid had caught on just that fast, it was like, wow, this stuff is really working. Also, you know, when in talking to the teachers, and they talk about how much the kids love it. Oh, they love EBLI, they love EBLI, the kids love EBLI. And when Nora came and visited us, she was a celebrity. They were like, oh, there's Miss Nora. So it really, really has been infectious in our building.
EBLI is different in the way that it's a set of strategies and activities that can be incorporated in all of the reading, writing, and spelling that we do in the classroom.
The teachers are enjoying EBLI because it has been a change for their mindset in terms of how they teach reading. And that was really, really a big hurdle to say, you know, how are they really, really going to receive this, because they're so used to teaching reading a certain way, and now it's forcing them to think of it differently. So they have had nothing but positive things to say, and then the initiative that they're taking to go in and discover those resources to make it better. When Cricket comes to coach, they're able to talk the language, and they're able to say, I need assistance with, can you show me a lesson on? So that lets me know that they're really, really utilizing it, and it's not just another curriculum that's sitting on a shelf.
I would say that the support for EBLI is fantastic. So when you go through the training and you learn this fantastic system and the program, the support that comes after is wonderful, and really, you know, you build a relationship with these people, with the people from EBLI. You build a relationship, and the support is fantastic. So any questions, concerns, they're instantly addressed, and you know, the successes are celebrated. So it's a wonderful experience.
The overall plan for EBLI is to have K through 8, a seamless, cohesive plan in place where K through 8 are all trained. So as students begin to progress and move up, if a student stays with us from kindergarten to 8th grade, they've been EBLI-ized, so to speak, and as well as the teachers are familiar with it and know how to utilize the strategies in order to increase the reading skills throughout the building.
I would tell other teachers that are interested in getting trained in EBLI to absolutely 100% go for it. EBLI is a fantastic, fantastic program that reaches the students at their level. It meets their individual learning needs, and it gives them the confidence to move forward and to grow as a reader. So I would tell anyone who's interested in it to go for it. It is fantastic, and the results are phenomenal.
I think it has been an eye-opener for me. Forced me, because I'm secondary trained, and secondary teachers, we're not trained in how to teach reading. So it has really, really opened my eyes up to not only looking at my own experience as a learner in terms of reading, but also how reading has to be taught. And the whole thing of say it as you write it, say it as you write it, and teachers constantly reinforcing that piece, say it as you write it. And it's amazing for me to see the practices being implemented. And that's the other thing I do want to add, creating the time structure for teachers to implement and saying, you know what, this is our pilot piece. It's okay to put the basal aside and go ahead and do this because we need you to do this daily. And also making sure that the support is there. So Dawn, Rezin, our ELA coach, works with them to help them. Any resources they need from ReadWorks, she'll run off and pull those things off for them. So again, making that time to make sure. So those have been the biggest lessons that I will say, and the biggest ahas for me. That wow, this can really, really work when there's a purposeful plan to make it work.